Hey everybody, this is a serious game. This is part 4 of Uncharted Waters, Super Nintendo game playthrough. As you can see, we got our ships, all 5 heavy galleons, completely outfitted, filled up with sugar on a few ships. I've got enough preparations to sail for 31 days, and I'm just gonna go make trouble. Because I don't like sailing around and trading and buying and selling as much as I like sailing around and sinking other fleets. Particularly ones that deserve it, like pirates. This is the primary way that I build fame for my character and ultimately win the game. So what are some places that we need to go? What are some things we need to do? Let's see, we need to go north and buy the Claymore in Scotland. It's the best sword you can get for hand-to-hand. But I'm not critically paying too much attention to that, because I'm going to be using my cannons primarily at this point. We've got to build sailing experience. These guys that are running my ships, they need experience. Look, I'm having a problem navigating these giant ships south, around Iberia. I'm looking for Turkish traders, Turkish warships, pirates, preferably not anybody Spanish or Portuguese. How much gold do I have? Not enough for the... Well, yeah, I could sell. I'm gonna go into Seville and buy that last Neptune figurehead. Or the last ship. Info. Fleets. Should be this one. Missing the figurehead. This was the last one purchased. Got the Neptune figurehead. Got it. Let's get ourselves a little closer in toward the coastline. Keep an eye out for other ships. Look, inspect. Boom, 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 boom. View. He's actually a legitimate merchant. Port call. We need their sailing experience to go up quickly as possible. That would be ideal. Alright, first things first, let's stop in the merchant store. And then we will sell. Boom. Alright, now I have enough. I'm also going to restock. $10 per barrel is a really good price. You know what, since it's so well priced at 10 per barrel, buy a bunch more. Yep. I've still got the 32,000 for the figurehead. Yep, that's the vessel. I'll take the Neptune, please. There we go. We also need an icon. The icon item helps your soldiers out a little bit. What's happening at the inn? Whole lot of nothing. Sailing onward. "31 days, but it's really double that, because I also have the 800 food on that third ship. So, what is your favorite path to success in this game? Do typically you go the merchant route, where they say, hey, go to ABC and buy X number of crates of DEF and bring them back? It just seems so perfunctory. Yeah, I mean, I know that just going out there and sinking ships is also very redundant. But at least I feel like I control that. I can decide where I'm going to sail and hunt for ships. Let's see who that is. Spanish warships. No, that's not on my target. It's not on my list. Now we're going to inspect the Mediterranean here. I'll see what ships become visible. Maybe none. I don't know. Okay, headed straight up. Nobody here. Check Valencia. Nobody here. The Mediterranean is very empty right now. I'll continue. I'll continue toward Istanbul, the place where they kicked me out of the port. A couple of pirates would be nice. Chew on some pirate ships. Ships are moving real slow, though. I need to build that sailing experience. I have a little lull in the game right now. There's Marseille. Italy. Sicily. Where are we at? 20 days? 20 days worth of water left, but that's not a big deal. This is kind of a very empty trip that we're taking here. We're sailing and we're not seeing anybody. Man, even Istanbul, the port itself, is just empty. What time of day and year is it? March? Okay. No choice but to sail back, guys. I guess we'll go by the Speculum in Venice. I believe the Speculum is in Venice. I haven't sailed up through this channel for years, but here we go. "11 days. I expect some sailing experience to have been gained from this trip by the mates. They're still very green as far as sailing XP goes. I can see that they're having difficulty navigating these ships. My main character is probably not altogether completely comfortable with it. Alright, let's debark here. Good. Alright, we'll start by going and getting a little bit of money with which to buy the Speculum. And that would necessitate selling this. What kind of goods do they have here? And they got porcelain at 54. Bordeaux had it for 30. Much better price. Who is at the inn? Let's take a look in here. Oswaldo. I don't need an Oswaldo. I don't need any of these guys. I'm ready to go. Let's take a look at this. Purchase. Speculum. Yes. And we'll pick up the sextant also. Okay, so now, from the inn, which I'm sure the game has information for me, let's see. Pisa. I can do that. We'll go to Pisa and see what's up. Okay, let's restock water. Hold on. Transfer? Nope, not men. Not men. Transfer supplies. I need to see exactly what's happening with the food situation here. What did we have on the snake? 310? And the Drake has... I see. Okay, so we're still in really good shape here. It's going to be 187 on the snake. 187 water. Alright, restock. Water. Charge this to max and go 187 here. 198, 987. Now we're equal on both. See that? 800, 800. 187, 187. 39 days. I want to get into some combat here, some ship-to-ship battles. Let's see who this is. Nader. Let's take him out. So we'll stay with him. Give him one move. There it is. And battle. Boom. Yes. I guess I am kind of a pirate, aren't I? This is going to be a wait. Difficult setup here. Okay, they're coming about. Ships are all relatively weak, actually. Alright, he's coming about. Little hand to hand. Alright, let's see what we've got. 50 and 56. Open fire. Open fire. Alright, that's one ship down. What else you got? Oh, he's coming around to fight. These merchant ships are no match for my guys. Wow, he's got one left. That's wild. Can I send him to the bottom? Yep. Let's toss a couple cannonballs on this deck. Flagship. Heavy galleons cannot proceed into deep water, so that's why I'm having that problem. There's no reason not to sink all the ships and get all the maximum battle XP that you can. Okay, another ship down. $16. We would probably sink him if we hit him. Turn those ships around. Just want to stop him from getting away. This guy's gonna hit him again. Alright, that's another ship down. Finish it. Good, battle skills are up. Nice. Don't mind if I do. Load everything you got. We take his goods too, which is really cool. Got a lot of nerve coming up here. Nobody comes up here. Oh, here, look. We're gonna do look and then I think it's survey. No, that's the sextant. We're gonna do info. No, yes, info land. This is using the speculum. You see, it maps it out so that you can see like the location of where you are on a grand map. It's pretty good for 12K. Like, you know, if you're not familiar with the particular area you're in, and you need to keep mapping the land to see where the coastline is, pretty helpful. That's the speculum for you. Okay, now we're back down here. After we committed a crime of piracy. Got a little bit of signal skill up, that's nice. They didn't hit us too hard with their cannon, really. But let's see what the fixed bill is. Yeah, only one ship took fire. Be nice to stop at the inn? Okay, I'll stop at the inn. Let me get rid of this guy. Need him. We're going to recruit, spend a K. There we go. Fill those ranks back up. We'll do a gossip. Pisa. They're still looking for me in Pisa. Alright, let's go there. Why did I get rid of the mate? I got tired of looking at his face, honestly. He's not a handsome guy. Alright, here we go. Quick stop in Sicily. Let's go to Pisa. We'll see what they want in Pisa. I'm not doing more merchant stuff. I'm not sailing anywhere to get 20 crates of wool or whatever. So they can just have it. Keep that to themselves. Let's head north. Keep your eye out for ships, though. That's my primary objective now. Order. Distribute. Yeah, that's fine. Give everybody 1,000. Share the wealth. You guys helped me sink them, you can have the money. Alright, let me double check this. Look, inspect. Okay, gotcha. Working against the wind and the current right now. Not easy. Alright, let's see who's looking for who here. Well, it's not him. Not the item shop guy either, is it? Nope. Telescope, sextant, dagger. I can sell. I can sell that gold bracelet that I got. Check that out. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, you know it's this merchant guy then. Nope. Sure won't. I'll do that business. Do you know how far you have to sail to get ivory? You have to sail to Africa for that. I'm not going to Africa. Check out those carracks with 3-point sails. It's kind of wild. Alright, we're underway. Find somebody else to ask me to do something, because I'm not going to do that. Answer is no for Ivory. You know what else is interesting is you can't even set your own price. Alright, look, inspect. Here we go. Puerto Rico. We're not going to sink our own ships. Tunis. You have to come through here. There's no other way to get to Istanbul. This is the bottleneck. All ships doing Mediterranean trade come through this little strait right here. Valencia. Strait of Gibraltar. Not much else going on here, guys. It has been really difficult finding people to sink. Whoop, who's that? Look, inspect. Ramon's fleet. But he's just a trader, he's not a pirate. He's probably going back to Portugal too. Interesting. I'm picking up ships. So did you see the screen kind of flashed a ship for a second there? Turkish trade ships. Let's get them. It's getting away. No fleet within view. He must be going this direction then? Nope. Did we lose him? Yep. Alright. Check just north of here. Maybe he's a screen up. No fleet here either. Got away. Man, my fleets are slow. Nothing we can do about it, guys. He got away. Maybe he'll turn up, maybe he won't. He was probably headed south. Maybe he gained a screen on us. It's fine. Pit stop here for a second. You know what? We should go all the way to Bordeaux. Do we have the food and water for that? Yes, we do. Let's get a little sailing XP in. I know I've got a ship full of sugar, and I don't want to stop in Lisbon while I've still got sugar. And now that I'm thinking about it, that guy's going to Bordeaux. He's going to go try to mess with Portugal's support for that port. I've seen the game do this before. As soon as you establish loyalty with a port, the other factions, the other countries, they'll come at it, and they'll try and sway it to another side. That's where Nader's headed, to dump money into the port. Good. Sailing XP is up. Let's take a peek at the port and see exactly what the status is. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna save view, and I'm gonna look at the port. Yep, see, Turkey is trying to put money. Support for Turkey. No problem with the Turkey guys. Okay. Sell. Snake should have the pimento. You can sell that. Dragon's got sugar. Decent amount. Now we will buy. Dragon's got porcelain. Yes, sir. 723? Well, it is what it is. Sell all this. Let's restock before we get too crazy with the purchasing. 14? 14's decent. There you go. Now we'll go buy 700 or so crates of porcelain and get out of here. Okay, maybe not that much. Where to, Captain? Probably back to Lisbon. 31 days. You get used to 31 days. Which is one long month full of sailing time. You can sail for one long month. We'll see if we find Nader along the way. Or Hashid, or whoever was out there. I know he was going to Bordeaux. Okay. I always thought that the Little Rock Formation looked like the state of Texas. Who we got here? Take a quick inspection. Is that Hashid? No. Yeah, he's an actual Portuguese merchant. Okay, here we are back home. Got a few bucks in there. Let's put a few more bucks in the bank. Alright. The latest news at the inn, huh? How about sell? Sell what's here. Did I accidentally withdraw 18,000 instead of depositing 18,000? Hold on. Yep. Put all the money in there, please. Okay, dragon, porcelain, 646 apparently. $15 per barrel's not bad. We'll buy for this ship. $790 is good. Nope, not sell. We're gonna buy sugar for that last ship. No, not paying 20. There we go. Now we'll also dump a little bit of money here. You never go out to sea when you're, especially when you're trying to take and sink other ships. Never go out to sea with a full purse. So I'll deposit 34. I'll deposit 24. There we go. When you take all those thousands off of the guys that you sank, you've got to be able to put them in your purse. So mates. Gossip and tip. We're out to get anyone from Portugal. He's a pirate, and he's just sitting here. Come on, tell me who's looking for me. I don't think they're gonna tell me. Hidalgo's trade ships are heading toward Hormuz. Okay. Yeah, if you keep tipping, eventually she'll start telling you where everybody goes. There's nobody out there going anywhere, apparently. Valencia will pay for sugar? That's nice to know. Suppose I could stop at Valencia. Okay. Mainly want to go get into fights now. "31 days. That's your sale time." Alright, who's that? We got ships. We got ships on the horizon. That's Federico. He's a trader. He's a merchant. And that's Juan. They're both merchants. So, nobody here that I can really cause trouble with. I'm gonna save the game. And I'm gonna go up to Oslo. Is it Oslo? I don't know. Edinburgh. One of those places. I'm gonna go get the Claymore. Let's see. We're going to info land. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and go that way. I'm trying to remember exactly where this port was. I just know that there's a port up here that has a really nice sword. Could be up there. Let's go see. 24 days? We're good. I can get back to London in 24 days. That's not a problem. I think it's here? I don't, actually. Let's go this way instead. We're in icy waters, guys. It's very icy up here. So to be fair, you can also sail all the way to Japan, and you can get the katana, which is also an A sword. Boy, is that far away. It's gotta be here somewhere. Find it. Okay. I suppose we'll travel on the north side of this. What's our... yeah, 14 days? Alright, we're still in good shape. I think it's right around here. Let me go check that northern edge. I doubt it's up this high, but I just want to see it anyway. No. Okay. That's the edge of the map. You can't sail any farther north than that anyway. Keep using the speculum. I feel like we're right on top of it. It's gotta be these little islands. This is like... Ireland, at least. Nope, nothing. Okay. So weird. I'm gonna go for it. I'm going up this way. I know Oslo is up there. Six days. Man, not there either. Just keep at it. Three days? Oh boy. It better be there. Nope. Alright, we failed. Where the heck is this port? At this point, I'm just gonna go for it all the way to the east, and if that's a fail, then I'm just gonna go ahead and reset or lose the men. It should be here. I'm like right on top of it. Yep, just ran out of food and water. Great. I'm just gonna keep at it. I'm gonna go all the way until these ships run out and die. I could pull the trick, but I don't care. Now, at this point, I just want to know. I just want to know what's happening here. Where is this mysterious port that's not there? I don't know. There was supposed to be a port there. I don't know where I am anymore. I think you can actually sail all the way around and come down by Japan if you cut through here. Eventually we'll lose a ship because the manpower, well, the men will just starve and die. Or abandon. Yeah, we're stuck. Sheesh. There's no food. There's no food, no water. We're up here in the ice. There's nothing. No clue. I missed two ports that I was looking for. I was looking for Scotland, and I was looking for Oslo, and I've missed both. Where the heck is London? And what is this giant landmass that I've fallen upon? Oh my gosh. Look, guys. That's not where you want to be. Alright, I have to reset this. Okay. Reset. Where the heck is the port? Anybody? Anybody remember the coordinates? So we were here, and it's like there's a port up here. Let's start from where London is at. How about we go that route? Now that we're up this high, info land. Okay, I don't understand. That's where I went before. I don't understand what the point for that was. I know that directly south of here is Antwerp, so getting into a bind and missing it, we can at least score that location. Yeah, there's London right there. Okay, that's London. Then that island right there has to be Ireland. Alright, let's start here. This is going to be a cell. What's on this ship? Okay. Now I'm going to restock. We're going to make sure that we have enough supplies here. 18, not the cheapest, but it's fine. I'm going to take a whole bunch more food here. I want 60 days worth, so I have no problem. And then we'll stock water too. I'm gonna find that port. No, there's nothing happening at the inn. It's just a waste of time. Okay. "31 days. 31 days out to find this port." Now I just have to prove that it exists. I'm going to circle entirely around, and I'm going to investigate that island. Okay, there's nothing there. That is really interesting. Nope, we're not going down. We're not going south, guys. We got 61 days worth of food, and we're going to use it. Need the sailing experience anyway. Are you kidding me? Are these the ports that I was missing? There's Oslo. Hamburg. Alright, let's check these. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Why would a claymore be sold in Norway? I get it, but let me just see. I know the sword is up here somewhere. Alright, they've got a dagger, which is useless. Nothing happening at this little town. I'm gonna go take a look at Hamburg, just in case. Just in case. Alright. What would the best recommendations be on where to point these ships? You know? Alright. Guten Tag. Let's see. What you guys got for sale? Cheese, grain, cloth. Nothing I'm interested in. Let's go to here. Nothing. I must be bonkers, guys. I must be losing my mind here. Oh look, that's the guy that I'm never able to get. Never able to get this guy. You don't know who you're dealing with. Yeah. If you guys are ever able to get Diaz to join your crew, let me know what his abilities are. But that's the guy. Yeah, that was fun to actually see that guy pop up. Alright, restock. Food? No. We're good on food. Let's restock water. "36 days sounds good to me." I'm gonna try and... I don't even know. I don't even know if there's a port out there to the west of London. Is there a port? I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the London Island. Sub-question, am I confusing this with the Uncharted Waters New Horizons, where you sail up to Scotland or Ireland and you get the Claymore in that game? Could be losing it, guys. Nevertheless, I have so much food and water. Got 55 days worth of food, so I can even stop and get water if I need to on one of these land masses. Not a problem there. Let's go have a little fun. I'm sure it wouldn't take me more than 15 days or so to get back, so let's give it about 40 days. See what I can find here. Info, land. There's that landmass that I found before. I'm right on top of it. And that's the coastline right there. I feel like that was it. I feel like that was my island. But alas, it is not. I'm going to switch the speculum to that far view to the west, and if I still am finding nothing, then that'll be that. I'm going to circle up. Not entirely convinced there isn't a port up there. Okay, there isn't. Darn it. Well, this just means I have to go to Tokyo. That's all it means. I don't think there's any ports this high up, guys. I think I'm way out into the wilderness of the northern Arctic. You're not going to see a port up there. These are some rough seas up here. Alright, let's just return. Where is this? Just that same precipice? Okay. Got it. "13 days. Here's how you do it. Search, water. Unsuccessful. Okay. Nope, no water up here. Okay, let's just get going. Let's just leave. It's fine. Back to temperate waters and calmer winds. So at this point, I would love to find and sink some ships, some fleets. You're not going to find a lot of them up there in the north. I'm completely lost about whether or not that sword was really up there. I'm thinking maybe I confused it with the New Horizons sword. There's Lisbon. Wasn't a complete waste. You do need to get sailing experience on your guys. There's that Texas rock formation, so I know that we're just above Lisbon. would be nice if just a ship popped out. You know, somebody that you could fight. A fleet hanging out near Lisbon of pirates or... But no dice. Everybody got sailing XP. That's positive. Food at 17 is not bad. Well, this is where we'll wait. I'm gonna save it in this spot. We'll come back for part 5 and we'll try and get more battles in. At least we got in, what was that, 1 battle? So, save game here. We'll see you guys again for part 5 where we try to continue to build reputation, increase the rank, work our way toward the end of the game. I'm gonna save this date too, just to be sure.